Eden Cause here with Just Be, and we are about to take a spiritual boom. We are at an unprecedented time in human history where we are transitioning from 3D to 5D within the great spiritual awakening. This video and audio podcast is the place for you to find your truth beyond politics, your sovereignty, your voice. Let's kick up your vibration now. By the way, each episode ends with the Just Be practice to do just that. And as we begin the show, just to know a little bit more about me, I'm a soul realignment specialist, meditation master, and dimensional healer. Learn more, and there's merch also at EdenJustBe.com. Let's get this party started. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to send light and love to you guys. Okay. Eden. Just Be Spiritual Boom podcast in association with the Grassroots Warriors Network. And I wanted to give just a quick nod to that. I'm co-anchor on this network, so it's a channel on Rumble, and it's me and lots of other awesome co-anchors. So I'm just going to give two. So Mark Atwood and Michael Jaco, go and check them out because there are a lot of spiritual people there. So more people giving you information about the Great Awakening and the truth of what's going on. Big breath there. Reoccurring guests. We just talked about this is the 19th time y'all have been on my show, and I'm so grateful. Pia and Cullen, welcome back. How are y'all doing?
Thank you. Glad to be here, Eden.
We're always happy to have a conversation with you.
Thank you so much. Y'all have brought so much into my life, and it's just been amazing. So, welcome back, Interstellar. Well, I should have said this first. Welcome back, Interstellar Star Galactic Communicators, Pia and Cullen. You're in a new location, new energy, so I am curious with how that's going, so we'll get into that in a moment. And at the end, we will do additional words of enlightenment and pump up from their Pleiadian group connection, Laarkmaa. Okay. One thing I want to discuss, and then I'll do an official intro of you guys. So on my shows now, I want to refer you guys to episode 188, Gold IRA Scams. I was involved in one. It turned out to be glorious. It was totally glorious. And it was interesting how I found out about this, how I came connected to Miles Franklin. So Kevin helped me for 2 months. They are helping people get out of these scams. They are not expecting anything in return. If you end up going with them, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter. So if you have concern that you might have fallen into one of these, or if you want to do some investing, silver is going through the roof right now. It's so much fun. And I'm not concerned about how we're all going to be with this Great Awakening. I know we're all going to be in good sorts monetarily. We're all going to have abundance. This is just fun. So contact them at info@milesfranklin.com, and please put Eden in the subject line so they know that you're coming for me, and it's personal and it's beautiful. Okay, let me take a breath for a second. Husband and wife, PhDs, Pia Smith, Orleane, and Cullen Baird Smith, communicator to the stars, otherworldly beings, including Pan's Kingdom, fairies and angels, and much more. They are writers, visionaries, intuitives, Pia being a former psychologist and Cullen being trained in anthropology and archaeology. Together, it has to be both of them. And if you're watching versus listening, you will see that at the end. They bring planetary wisdom from the stars from a group of Pleiadian light beings known as Laarkmaa. They have offered decades of extraordinary work and commitment to the earth and humanity, including Pleiadian Earth astrology. And they are not stopping. Yes. All right, you two. I have a question to begin with. All right, so it's been really interesting. You guys were on the True North podcast a while back, which got over 1 million views. And I just saw Emilio's show. And I'm not sure of his actual podcast name. Y'all fill in. But it was 3 weeks ago. His YouTube channel alone on YouTube has over 224,000 subscribers. And y'all's video is now at 71,000 views. And this is on YouTube only, assuming he's also got audio podcasts. And you will be at the Sedona Ascension Retreat March 20th through the 22nd of 2026. Tell me about your history in terms of spiritually doing what you do. Do you feel that this is a little bit of an upsurge at this point in your careers, or maybe not? Like there've been ebbs and flows. And within that, do you also feel with this Great Awakening, there is much more of an interest in the galactics and people are really opening up to that concept? Okay, those are a lot of big questions there. All right, take it away.
The first thing you said is Emilio's show is Just Tap In.
Thank you.
Just Tap In.
Mm-hmm.
And the other show that had over 1 million views is Wisdom from North.
Wisdom from North. Thank you.
Twice. And that particular podcaster, Yannicka, is going to be interviewing us on a selected panel where she's chosen from several hundred people who are going to be at the Sedona Ascension Retreat. She chose us as one of 4 panelists to interview at the Sedona Ascension Retreat. So we will be engaging with her again. So yes, we do have an interweaving with a lot of people that we're really connected to and enjoying. You can go with the other part of the question.
I would say to your multifaceted question, I would say yes, 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 and yes. Our work has been quite mercurial over the decades. When specific different energies are available, more and more people are interested in what we have to say and what we have to bring through from other realms and other dimensions. So sometimes we are involved with many, many, many people around the world, and sometimes there are plateaus where people seem to be interested in other pursuits, other avenues of research or interest level. So it goes up and down, up and down. It's really quite interesting to us.
However, we have noticed not only are we being invited more and more to interviews that people recognize, our books, more and more people are interested in our books, all of which are available on the website, Laarkmaa.com. More people are interested in the Pleiadian Earth Energy Calendar. That has really astronomically taken off this year. As Laarkmaa's been talking about, the true beginning of the year is not in January, because that's a distortion by the patriarchy. The true beginning of the year in alignment with spring is in March. And Laarkmaa's been talking about that and the potency of the energy 13, and people have picked up on that like crazy. So they're really interested in the calendar. They're interested in more Pleiadian Earth energy charts, looking to see what their own energy is. So more personal sessions. People want help with where they feel blocked. I would say right now, in answer to your final question, yes, the energies have shifted and more people are awakening, and they're really eager to find tools to help them move through this process.
There's another aspect too about your question. More and more people are recognizing that the true New Year, anciently, with different cultures, different calendar systems, was always in the spring. And more people are talking about this, and there are more energies, which we call voices from the light, that are talking about this. So what we're getting is there are many, many truths coming from different sources that are propelling people into recognizing and remembering that not only is nature important, but the cycles of nature are really absolutely connected to who we are, how we feel, what's going on in our lives. So there's a resurgence of understanding about the new year happening in spring, as so many ancient cultures understood and practiced.
When we realign with nature, we're empowering ourselves to move towards cosmic citizenship. When we disconnect from nature and line up with technology and ignore our natural rhythms, we're disconnecting from source, and we're disconnecting from our own evolutionary path.
We don't want to do that.
No, we don't.
Don't want to do that. And I'm going to bring up, okay, so this is episode 210 right now. So in episode 200, we also went into the truths right now and the evolution that needs to happen with Western astrology and Akashic records. And I want to ask you guys, with the podcast that you were on, when I watch Emilio's show and some others that are very popular, they stay more, tell me if I'm correct about this, with the Great Awakening. It's so great. And these magical things are going to happen. And this is all going to be it. And it is great. I mean, it is amazing. Yet there are also lots of things that are not so great that come with this. And I am totally open to discuss these things, which knowing they may not be as popular, knowing that I open myself up to be censored, and it's hard to find guests to come on my show sometimes as well. Like I have to find the precise right person who is willing to talk about some of the things that aren't so great, because I feel that is also, it's so important not to, oh my God, we're going to look at the bad and the ugly and we're going to stay in that. But no, we need to look at it, because again, we're part of this Great Awakening is looking at both sides and being able to go, I really don't want to be in that negative side anymore. I want to be in the growth and all that. Why have y'all found that to be true, that it's more talking about the good stuff?
Yes, because people don't want to look at the shadows because it's painful, uncomfortable, and scary. So a lot of people just don't want to go there. And that's one of the things that's great about Laarkmaa, because Laarkmaa says always, you are a light, you have to shine your light into the darkness to get the change you want to see. That means looking at your own shadows and sending light out into the shadows of the world that you see. Don't dwell on it, but you have to be aware of it. So yes, I would agree with you.
Eden, this is a planet of duality. We have absolutely free will. We have choice. We can make decisions that propel us into very positive areas, very positive situations. However, your question, I think, is absolutely important today, because this is not only a cakewalk. This is not only a walk in the park. This planet is a planet of education. This planet is a place of learning, of delving into who we are, why are we here, what's going on, how do our choices not only affect us personally, how do they affect all other humans, all other animals, all other sentient beings on this planet? But our choices affect everything in a much greater way that ripples out into the cosmos.
And
so go ahead.
One big thing that is important in that is that the more we resist what we don't want to look at or what we don't like, the more we resist it, or even what we want to change, if we resist it in any way, we're giving energy to it, which just makes the resistance bigger. It just makes it harder to get where we're trying to go. So we have to be in this position of, I don't like it, but I accept it. It's part of the pathway. I accept it. And in accepting it, that opens up some kind of portal for things to possibly change. Doesn't mean they will change in that minute, but it means that you're accepting the flow and trusting the universe. And that's where we are right now.
We're in the middle of a cycle. Some people would call it the Yuga cycle. Mm-hmm. Some people would call it other terminologies, other experiences. It doesn't matter how we describe it, but we are in a cyclical pattern. And this energy right now is all about purification. We are in an atmosphere of bringing everything that doesn't work, that doesn't serve us, that we don't, as Pia just said, things that we don't want to look at. This is the time to actually look at everything that either we've been ignoring or that we've been too afraid to look at,
or that we just don't like.
And this purification cycle has to go along with the way you describe isn't this all perfect? Isn't it a wonderful world we live in?
Yeah.
It's a dualistic process where we're going to be challenged. It is going to be a rocky road. Look at 2024 and 2025. These past 2 years have been probably the hardest, absolutely most chaotic experiences that humanity has ever lived through. These 2 years have knocked us to our knees in many, many ways. We have learned so much about a truer reality. We have learned so much about how the veil is actually thinning so that we can perceive and understand a much bigger picture of multidimensionality. So we're going through a purification process, and it could be described as the largest challenge humanity has ever gone through.
I want to add a little bit to that and say purification comes in many forms. We've gone through floods, we've gone through wind, we've gone through everything. And right now, purification seems to be manifesting as fire. And that's coming to us from many, many different levels. In February, the Chinese New Year begins in the year of the fire horse. So that particular culture that measures their changing of cycles is focused upon fire all of this year. The Sedona Ascension Retreat we're going to be keynote speakers for next month in March is going to be focused on fire. Fire, fire, fire. Different astrological systems from Western and Vedic are focused upon planetary alignments that are bringing in fire, being focused primarily on alignment with the energy of Aries, which is a planet of fire. Every system that you look at right now is talking about fire. And that leads us to an introduction to a new group of voices that have been coming to us up from the inner earth. Because where does fire come from? It comes from the inner earth. It comes from inside the core of the planet. It also comes outside the earth from the CMEs and the coronal mass ejections that are coming in. So any way you want to look at it, we are absolutely being introduced to the concept of becoming a phoenix. The phoenix is the mythical bird that burns itself up into ashes, and then from the ashes, a new bird arises. And that's where we are. We are burning down everything within ourselves, within our culture, within our societies that doesn't work, so that we can rise again fresh and new into a new form of being human.
I would use a little bit stronger language than what Pia just described. I would say we're being bombarded with fire.
Okay, firestorms.
The fire from the sun is so incredibly intense right now. It is affecting all of us. It's affecting our bodies. It's affecting our mental capabilities. It's affecting everything in our lives. The volcanic activity, which obviously is also fire, there are volcanoes erupting under the sea that are unprecedented, that have never been experienced before, all over the planet. And so the fire element is completely, absolutely, horrendously affecting us in so many ways.
And we talk to people all over the world, and they sign up for Laarkmaa sessions to help them move through their pain, their suffering, their blocks, whatever it is they're struggling with. And while those sessions are each and every one confidential, before or after the session, people will talk to Cullen and me personally. And we are hearing over and over and over again people who have bone problems, teeth problems, joint problems, digestive issues, sleep interruptions, emotional distress, mental fog. All of these symptoms are coming up in this planetary condition where everything that we thought we were, that has been, I'm this physical body, I have spirit within me, it's all changing. And some of the voices in the light we're talking to are increasingly talking about our becoming crystalline forms, not the form that we're in now. So in a word or two words, it hurts.
Why? Let me go back to this for a second. Why do you think, and no, I talked about censorship and all that. Why do you think a lot of people just want to look at the good stuff? Because I know it hurts and it's hard, yet it's so important right now to be able, because again, transforming into this phoenix, and it also means if you really want to evolve, you got to look at everything. And right now it's like with a fine tooth, like a toothpick going through, there's this little pile of stuff, like going through every single bit of it. And especially for people that are facilitator, like for me, I am willing and I'm ready to look at it all. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I thought I was done with that. And then something else comes up. It's just right now, constant. But I also know that every time I go through something like that, my vibration gets higher. It's so good. It's challenging. Why do you think it's hard for people to move into that, to really see it?
Well, they've been conditioned through past experience in family or culture, society. Somewhere they've been conditioned that they're going to be beaten, they're not going to be loved, something horrible is going to happen if they're not all bright and smiley and do what other people want them to do. So they're conditioned for one thing. Go ahead.
It's a condition of trying to be perfect. If we look perfect, people will love us. If we look perfect, people won't know that we have a shadow to work with. If we look perfect, people will think we've achieved nirvana. We've achieved the absolute totality of we're enlightened. We've made it. We've done all the work. And that sense of perfection is absolutely part of the big illusion. None of us are perfect, and all of us are perfect at the same time. We're all on a journey. We're all working, even if it looks like some people are a little bit slower than others, or other people are a little bit faster than others. It doesn't matter, because there can't be a comparison. We all are working at our own speed to achieve who we truly are. And that idea that we want to look perfect absolutely eclipses us being able to go deeper, 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 and look at what needs to be tackled, what needs to be taken care of. So that idea really encompasses the fact that we don't want to look at negativity. We don't want to look at the dark. We only want to look at the light. We only want to look at what's beautiful and brilliant, but that's only half of the picture.
There's a magical formula that helps people. You ask why people are afraid to do it.
Yeah.
If people are listening to this or watching this and they go, well, I'm scared, but I want to do it, I would say there's a magical formula to get you through. Laarkmaa has taught us that the energy of 3 is a potent energy, and that comes from many other sources too. 3 is a triangle of stability. It is a point of creativity. The power of 3 is known in many, many cultures. And the 3 elements that are essential for achieving what you're saying, and Cullen and I are saying needs to be done, is courage to do it, curiosity about what's going to happen and what else is on the other side, and an acceptance of I accept and I love whatever's coming because I know it's for the higher good. It's acceptance with unconditional love. So I don't like this, but I accept it with unconditional love. I'm curious about what comes next, and I've got the courage to look at all of it. That's the magic potion.
I think that's awesome. And it does. It takes courage. I mean, there are still times for me, and connecting with higher beings and, high vibe and all that. But I still sometimes, because one of the things y'all know, at this place in this location where I am, that is really becoming like clear that it is stagnant for me. So I still need to stay in it before I transition to another place, because I have to discover what that is. And there still are times like I'll wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm still here on this earth. I'm still doing this Eden thing or whatever. So I'd love to say, oh, I'm always so excited. But there are days I'm just like, okay, when, come on. But I also know that this next move is going to be really great. So I have to have patience within that. And I really want to figure out the best place for me to go. And that takes time, but still there are just times when it's just being a human being here. It's just not fun. But it is fun.
Eden, you're echoing what many people are feeling and experiencing. So many people right now are in a transitional position where they probably don't like the job they're doing.
Yeah.
They're feeling like their relationships are truly not as deep as they want. Their financial situation is not what they expected. What you're talking about, I think all of the people who are sensitive, connected with the light, evolving, are having the very identical reactions to life. I think you're spot on. I think you're absolutely accurate in describing what so many of us are going through. And I don't know who this quote is from, but the only way to get through it is to get through it. We have to
Right.
we have to keep going. There's a really funny, to me, this is a very funny thing. I heard this a long time ago on my spiritual path. Before enlightenment, you must chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, you must chop wood and carry water, which means
Yes.
which means even when we achieve a higher understanding of reality, if we're here in a physical form on this physical planet, in this 3D experience, we still have to deal with all of the things that are physical. We have to deal with physics. We're here in a physical environment. Until we realize that we probably don't have to eat, which takes up a lot of energy, a lot of time, we have to do all the things that we have to do to stay human and to stay in our physical relationship with our environment. It's a reality. We have to continue to do these things until we raise our vibration to the point where what Laarkmaa calls living on
love, light, and water.
Simply love, light, and water.
Mm-hmm. Water being the fluidity that we have within us, because we are water beings. Love being unconditional love, and light being light from the universe and light from within ourselves also.
So we must come to the realization that if we're still here having a good time or kicking and screaming, we must be aware that this is a physical experience, and we have to get up in the morning, whether we had not enough ample sleep, whether we wake up with a bad hair day, it doesn't matter. We have to carry on as long as we're here. And I think what Pia said about the trilogy of the 3 secrets, I think courage probably is one of the most important of those, because we have to take courage every day to be here.
We have to also accept what's here, even if we don't like it. And then when you put that courage and acceptance with unconditional love together, then you get the curiosity about what else is coming. If I do this, if I move through this darkness, if I persevere through this difficulty, curiosity, what's it going to look like? How's it going to be? How's it going to unfold?
If we're still here, we're not finished.
Right. And courage is so good. And I know there are times that I just want to check out, but always that part, like I do want to be here, even though parts of it, I'll use the word suck, can kind of suck sometimes. I do want to go through it. I know I want to go through it. I know I'm here for a reason. And it's also, let me see if this is the correct way to say it. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes difficult when it is about the collective conscious. It's not just me. You guys are me. We're all in this together. So sometimes I go, come on, everybody, let's go. Come on, y'all, let's step it up too. Come on. Knowing that we're all in this together, but it's our singular responsibility, yet it's everyone's responsibility. So sometimes there are times where like, hey, Joe Bob, can you just step it up? I'm sitting here. I feel like I'm stepping it up. Can you just do it too? Because I'm kind of relying on you to get through. So there's a little bit of that sometimes too. Yet I needed to hear this too from you guys. Thank you so much. I think we've talked about this many times. I come on the show, I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Can we transition into inner earth beings and some more, are more entities coming to you guys? What's new on the horizon right now?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Do you remember when we told you or on your show that Laarkmaa came to us through a shortwave radio?
Yes.
Well, so many voices lately have decided they want to connect with us, and they're coming through sort of the same way Laarkmaa began, through the shortwave radio. They come turning on the tea kettle. We have a microwave in our condo, which we never touch. We would never use a microwave energy. They flick the lights on and turn the microwave on. They turn the hair dryer on.
Oh.
They turn the television on when we're out. We don't have a TV here, but when we're out at a hotel, they turn the television on. And every time that happens, we just stop and go, okay, who's here? Who wants to speak? So we're speaking to inner earth beings. We're speaking to angelic beings. We're speaking to all kinds of different beings that are coming from everywhere. And they're all bringing through the same message, but in a different way.
It's really interesting. People have pretty much completely relied on wise information coming from the stars. There are so many avenues. There's so many channelers that are bringing wisdom from the Pleiades, Arcturus, Orion, you name it. All of the star societies that have been helping, and supporting humanity forever, for thousands and thousands of years. People are focused on looking up to the stars for information.
And
What's
just to add something into
Sure.
Part of the reason for that is we've been trained to look at everything hierarchically. We've been trained to look up higher. Yes, go ahead.
So what we're getting at this point, not just from the energies that are coming to us and through us, some of them are new, some of them are older friends. What we're getting is that there's as much wisdom, there's as much support, there's as much love from inside the earth as there is from outside of the earth. And I think that is why so many inner earth beings are coming out of the closet to communicate with us. I mean, collectively, not just Pia and Cullen, to help us realize that this is what you called a few minutes ago, Eden, teamwork. This is a bigger project than most of us have understood. And now we're being helped by so many different energies from so many different realms. And as Pia said, they're all basically saying the same thing. You need to grow up. You need to be responsible. You need to be responsible.
Yeah.
You need to be aware of everything you think, everything you say, and every action you take. And all of these beings, regardless of where they're coming from, are basically saying the same thing. It's time to evolve. It's time to really make a leap. And we're thrilled personally that these voices are coming through us, as they are many others. But it's high time that we get the understanding that it's not just wisdom and information from the stars. It comes from other realms.
And even Laarkmaa, a great, wonderful, our longtime friends from the stars, even they tell us, look, boys and girls, it's not going up. Intelligence and evolution spirals outward. It's a spiral. It's not a linear progression up. You don't move into the fifth dimension from the third. You move into multiple dimensionality, which takes you into the inner earth, out over here, out over there. It's all a spiral of awareness. It's not simply a graduation from third to fourth to fifth, the way so many people are still stuck in their belief systems.
And that's
much bigger than that.
And that's one of the reasons, I think, why the inner earth beings are coming forward, I think they're trying to help us understand what Pia just explained, that it's all about energy. And the energies come from many, many different directions. And these beings are talking to us about the inner light inside the earth. And people are questioning, how could there be light inside the earth? It's a closed, encased globe. Where's the light coming from? And their answer is really simple. Have you ever thought about how many crystals there are inside the earth?
Gosh.
You're only experiencing the crystals that are exposed on the outside of the earth. The inside of the earth is filled with crystal entities and energies, and that is what lights our world.
Maybe at the end, and in addition to or instead of, whatever you like, Laarkmaa, maybe Garth can come through and speak from the inner earth. Garth's name is very interesting because EARTH, Garth is G and then Earth, Garth. So there's a connection between the name he presents himself with and the inner earth.
Can I have, it's so real. Suddenly I'm just like blown away. My mentor basically said I needed to start going and seeing caves. So interesting that you guys are talking about this. Now it's just like hitting me like a ton of bricks. So I visited one recently, and when they turn off the lights, I mean, it's complete darkness, but when they turn on all the crystals and all the formations that are there, it is just beautiful. And this is just one in Ohio, knowing that there are beautiful, huge caves all around the world. So now she's so wise, and so now talking to you guys, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally get it. And in terms of this human ascension, from what I understand too, again, y'all are talking about going to the stars, where it used to be, oh, you'd meditate and you'd go up. Now it's nice to meditate and think it down, potentially bring it to your heart, then go up, then bring it back to your heart. So connecting all of these pieces, and the earth is a sentient being. It's just, I mean, it just makes so much sense with that happening to you guys now.
Yes.
We have had transcendent experiences in caves. We were in a cave years ago where it's one of the biggest caves in America. And when they turned the lights out, the experience exploded with energy. It was truly transcendent. And this is a sidebar to what I'm going to explain, but this is also important. We've truly spent a lot of time in caves in our lifetimes. And what we notice is if it's a guide or a Forest Service employee, whoever it is that's in charge of taking people into these caves, when they first turn the lights out, it makes most of the people really nervous.
Yes.
Because they're afraid of the dark.
Exactly.
And it is palpable. People begin to whisper to each other, ooh, I don't like this. I'm not comfortable. And this absolutely is related to your question 15 minutes ago about why are people afraid to go inside and look at their shadow work, which people think of as dark. So there's a relationship between being in a cave, having the lights turned off, being in the absolute void. It makes people nervous because they don't have their normal experience of being in the light. Distracted or knowing that, oh, I'm okay because everything's normal. When the lights go out, they have to really think about, uh-oh, what is going inside me? What's going on?
Yeah.
And Pia and I see that every time we go into a cave where the lights are turned off. It's astonishing.
I would believe that. I have, in terms of my own meditation for such a long time, when I go in, everything becomes very dark. And when I explain it to people, I'm also like, oh, this dark isn't evil. It's not that the darkness is coming in. It's like a void. It's like everything is clear. And it is so pure. Yet people think, again, the light is the purity. this is pure because there's nothing to distract me. It's just beautiful.
You're Eden, you're giving us goosebumps.
Oh, I love that.
What you're talking about is the duality of light and dark. It's not about positive and negative. It's about the wholeness, the absolute exchange of dark and light, which we need because they're always here. It's part of our experience. But unfortunately, in the new age, we've been trained that only the light is positive. And I don't talk about meditation much. I've been meditating for over 60 years every day. And what I do is I don't ask any questions. I don't ask for any input. All I do is let go, let go, let go. My personality leaves me, and I am simply in the dark of the void. And that is what replenishes me. That is what reinvigorates me. Just doing nothing.
Yep. And that's another thing that people can't handle, doing nothing with all the distractions and the phones and video games. And but yeah, I do to replenish. And then if I have a big question, I go in with that too, to find answers outside of myself because I'm too deep into something. Yet it is connecting you with all that is, with all the possibilities. And there's it's like there's light in the darkness. The void is everything. When you think it's nothing, it's everything.
Absolutely.
So when y'all connect with the inner earth beings, do y'all connect together like you do with Laarkmaa, or can you do it separately? How does it typically happen?
Well, they come through my voice because apparently I have been dubbed the receiver. Cullen gave me that name, and it seems like everybody out there with the voices from the light is going, yeah, sure, we'll go through her.
However,
its energy has to be present.
They come to speak to both of us.
I was going to say, they don't come unless he's sitting right next to me, or he's getting up to turn off the tea kettle or close the microwave that's come on or turn off the hair dryer. Cullen gets the signal oftentimes before I do. So in a way, they come to him first and then they speak through me. I'd say, would you say that's pretty accurate?
I think that's accurate. Yeah. I think they recognize that we are a team.
Yeah.
And that they wish to come through both of us in order for the information to be translated into English so that we can communicate it. But we are so used to Pia speaking, although I can speak as easily as she does, but Laarkmaa likes her voice better than I got over that a long time ago. But yes, it's a teamwork situation.
Oftentimes, Cullen will get the message that someone's here and say, Pia so-and-so wants to talk to us. And I'm like, now? Because I'm doing something else and I have to just put whatever I'm doing away because I wasn't even aware they're there waiting, but he is. So yes, it's absolutely a team effort.
Let me ask this question and figure out how to word it. Being that y'all's work requires so much togetherness, are there times when y'all are just like, Pia, you need to go in the other room. Cullen, you need to take a walk somewhere. How does that work with you guys, having space and then being this formidable team? What is that like? Can you tell us?
Everybody needs alone time. It's the same thing as taking out time for meditation to go into the void. Sometimes Cullen and I meditate together, and sometimes we need to be in separate parts of the house because everybody needs alone time. But that's not just you need to go to the other part of the house. It's more like I need to go inside of me and see what's aggravating me or what I'm out of balance.
Yeah.
So it's a personal responsibility. We never look at the other one and say, you need to go away, you're getting on my nerves. We don't do that.
We don't shoo each other away. Ever.
We recognize if something's out of balance, that it's within. And so we just quietly say, I'm going to go be by myself for a little bit. And we go re-regulate. And then we come back and do whatever we need to do. It works beautifully, and it doesn't take very long to re-regulate.
When we're speaking in public or we meet new people, often someone will say, "You two seem like you've been together forever." And our answer is actually, yes, we have been together forever.
It's more than this lifetime.
It's more than this lifetime. And we've created some kind of balance. I don't know if it's because of other experiences in other dimensions or not, but we do live together, work together, breathe together. Mm-hmm. We write together. We do everything together. And people do often, Eden, say, well, don't you need separate time, or don't you need this or that? And even though we've explained to you, we do take a little bit of time alone.
Yeah.
We're perfectly okay doing everything we do together.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. And also taking that you also as a team take responsibility for that, but also take responsibility for yourself as an individual, and also not blaming the other person if you're out of sorts, taking it all back in. And then I really appreciate also that y'all have been through this in multiple lives. It is, again, your time to be here now and to help humanity through everything that we're going through. In terms of, so yeah, I totally up to you guys if you want to do Laarkmaa, because I want to make sure that Laarkmaa is, so important here. And if so, Garth was G Earth, correct? Okay.
Well, yes.
Can you, before we do that and go into the practice, so to clarify too, the practice is, I do it on every show. My guests present it. It is something to help the masses and whoever listens to evolve, to open up to something. So I feel like this is such a great gift that comes with every show. Can you guys tell me one other being, inner earth being, that you've connected with that you're just like, wow, so fun, so neat?
Vulcan.
All right. Tell me about that.
Vulcan is the second one who came after Garth, and I think I've told you wrong. Garth it's Earth, but it replaced the E with the G.
Yes. Okay, got it.
It's just placing the E at the beginning with the G at the beginning, and the rest of the letters are exactly identical. Vulcan is the inner Earth being that works with fire.
Fire again.
He's been telling us about the volcanoes under the ocean and on the Earth. And Evora is a feminine presence from the inner Earth who talks to us about the crystals in the inner Earth.
And water.
The crystals and water. So we have Garth, and we have Evora, and we have Vulcan. Three very powerful voices coming through.
One thing I would like to say quickly is inner Earth beings have come to the surface many, many times during different civilizations to commingle with above Earth humans. This is nothing absolutely new under the sun. They have come to share their wisdom, to experience what we experience here above the Earth.
And to help us.
But they have receded and they have closed the interchange for thousands of years, at least in our history, hundreds of years, because of the damage we've caused to this planet. They have decided that we're not worthy of communicating with them because we don't listen. We don't
respect.
We don't respect. We don't evolve.
We don't respect Earth.
So something has happened very recently, energetically, where they feel that we're ready.
We'll listen.
A portion of humanity is ready to have connection again so that we can all be part of a teamwork. So that's one of the reasons why they're coming forward, is it's time to recognize that these beings are real. They're potent, they're powerful, they're loving, and they're helpful.
Are they more connected to the earth and to nature and to the plants than star beings? Or what would you say about that?
I would say
never asked that question, but
I would say in essence,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So Laarkmaa always says we are from the earth and we are from the stars. Laarkmaa forever has been saying, you're both. Quit ignoring one and going for the other. You're both. Now the inner earth beings are coming up to help us gain that part of us that is part of the earth.
So to answer your earlier question, I think we should leave it up to all of them who wishes to speak. Laarkmaa can introduce some of them or one of them, speak a little bit, and have another energy speak. It doesn't matter, but let's let them decide what's the best for all of us.
That's great. All right, y'all ready for that?
Just be practice.
Hello, dear one. We are Laarkmaa. Please give us your heart song.
Eden.
Hello, Eden, dear. We are so pleased to be with you again, and we are so thankful for the depth and profound questioning that you offer to your audience. We are appreciative because you are helping people, giving them the opportunity to expand their perspectives. So we would like to come forth now just to say thank you. We are grateful. We also would like to emphasize again what Pia and Cullen have just said. We have always told humans that you are from the stars and you are from the earth. You carry both within you. And yet the part of you that is earthly is going through a great transition now, supported and helped by the sun, and supported and helped by the inner earth beings who are here to show you that you can exist differently than the way you exist now. You have a divine spark of light. Each of you is a divine spark of light. That comes from the stars, but it also reflects when you're in inner earth. Your light is eternal, and it shines into the darkness as well as into the night sky. It is who you are. But you also have a physical form, mostly made of water, but it has hardened into bone and rigidity and things that no longer serve the fluid makeup that you are evolving into becoming who you are. You're energetic beings, and now your energy is going through a metamorphosis. You're going through a change. With that being said, we would like to introduce you to Garth from the Inner Earth, who has more to say about how you can accomplish this change that you're going through. I'm Garth. I'm from the Inner Earth. I am your friend. I'm not here to frighten you. I'm here to support you and to help you. You are going through a big change in who you believe yourself to be and who you really are. Your cultures across your outer planet are encouraging you to turn towards technology and away from nature. I am here to tell you the path of evolution is absolutely about going inward and about reconnecting with nature. Inward means going into your own heart and your own essence, and inward means going also into an awareness of the portals and pathways that open into the inner earth, where all the crystals live. This is because you're being guided to move into a liquid crystalline form. You are already liquid, as Laarkmaa has spoken, but you also are moving into a crystalline form, which is the way that your light will shine and radiate with different fractal energies of varying colors as you approach being a rainbow body. So learning to respect Earth, learning how to interact with Earth, and learning how to respect your crystals is hugely important. Many, many people have crystal collections that they, and we're going to say this with rather harsh words, use to get what they want, use to meditate, use to heal. This is inappropriate, unrespectful or disrespectful treatment of the crystal kingdom, which has far more wisdom than humans do because crystals are older. The true way to respect and work with crystals is to speak with them and listen to them. Ask them, do you wish to go home with me before you make a purchase or pick one up off the ground? Ask them, do you wish to work with this meditation I'm doing? Do you wish to sit with me? Ask them, do you wish to work as I work with healing energies, with this person or with myself? Ask the questions. It's only respectful to ask, and then listen to the answers. This is supremely important for humans to learn, and you haven't quite learned that yet. So before you are allowed into the inner earth kingdoms, you must learn to respect the residents that are the supreme bright lights in the inner earth. The other thing that we would say to you is many humans visit sacred sites. They visit places in the UK. They visit Mount Shasta in the United States. They visit places that are famous like Machu Picchu in South America. But every time a human goes to a special place, they go to take. They go to receive. They want something special from that special place. It would be advisable for all of you to go to give back to the earth, for humans have been taking from the earth for far too long. You know this because you have had oil extracted, you have taken from minerals, you have taken from diamonds and emeralds and gemstones, you have taken from energy, you've taken from crystals to put into your watches and your computers. Your species has been full of take, take, take. If you wish to evolve, which I know everyone listening does, I would suggest to you that you practice giving back. Talk to the crystals. Talk to the earth herself. Ask, how can I give my love, my support, and my service? Because, and this is important, I recognize I am part of nature. I am part of you. How can I give in fair and equal exchange for all that you offer to me? This is a strong message for humanity, but it is also expressed through love. For we do love you very, very much here in the inner earth, and we are eager to watch your progression as you choose choices for the highest good of all, those who exist on the outer planes of the earth and those who exist on the inner planes of the earth. We are coming together at this time of purification and evolution and unity. So take our words to heart and know that we are speaking them through unconditional love for each and every one of you. I am Garth, and I will leave you now with love. And we are Laarkmaa, saying thank you to Garth for his message, and thank you to each of you who is listening, who wishes to become a cosmic citizen, and who is doing your best to evolve into all you remember yourself to be. We love you. Good always.
That was so meaningful. I listened, I opened my ears up, heard every word that was stated, and it will change me.
I think that's what they want.
I think it was very effective with what was delivered. And I am sure that people listening or watching, it will change at least even just a thought or something. Because I'm also looking at my room and looking at all the crystals. And I'm going to make sure I don't use them. Yeah, I know they're sentient. I know they're wise. It just amps everything up. It's great.
Good.
It's great. Thank you for sharing that. Anything else you guys want to leave us with? Again, we've got the Sedona retreat, and I would love to be there, but I'm going to be doing, as I talked to you guys, a retreat in Spain about food. So that'll be interesting as we move towards this more crystalline body. So March 20th through the 22nd at Sedona. Okay,
yes, and we'll give you the link so that if people want to sign up.
I got it. Yes, right. I've got it already. It'll be, and I know it's you guys' link, which is really great. And I just figured the next time you come on the show, I'm going to have to reintroduce you because I usually say talking from the stars. I'm going to put some earth in there. We're going to put some balance and make it balanced out. Y'all, again, thank you so much for coming on. I love you people. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
we love you too.
Well,
We-
thank you.
We are always pleased to spend this time with you. It's a delight to be in your energy.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, we're all going to sign off now. Y'all stay tuned for next week. I'll always, just so as we continue to grow and expand and have the courage to be here, let's all be here. Let's all do this. It's great as it is right now, even though sometimes I'm like, ugh, it is really good. If I'm going to admit it, for me, the really hard part was 2022 or 2020. So knowing that I passed that and made it through, everything just keeps getting better and better. So y'all have the courage to do what comes next for you guys. And we'll see you soon. Signing off. Say goodbye, would y'all?
Bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Y'all find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Truth Social, as well as Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, plus a plethora of other audio directories like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So like, subscribe, do it all. See ya.